They told you that Neville Goddard's ladder technique was just a simple imagination trick. But what if I tell you it was his hidden formula for proving that consciousness creates reality? This is how it begins. With Neville asking his students to imagine themselves climbing a ladder, feeling each rung, sensing the wood, and knowing the reality of the climb before it ever happens. This is where belief meets experience, where your inner vision becomes stronger than your outer denial. This is the moment where the mind stops waiting for proof and begins generating it. This is the secret Neville buried inside an exercise so simple that most people overlook its power. This is the turning point where the invisible becomes tangible through feeling and repetition. This is where Neville warned, do not try to avoid climbing the ladder. Testing whether your imagination rules your actions or your senses rule you. This is how the subconscious reveals your true master, belief or doubt. This is where the test becomes sacred, because every thought you hold faithfully must materialize in your world. This is why the ladder is more than wooden steps. It's a symbol of your ascent in consciousness. This is how Neville transformed ordinary imagination into a spiritual laboratory. This is where you learn that assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not about hoping, but embodying the end state now. This is why the exercise works. It convinces the subconscious that the imagined act is real, forcing life to match it. This is the unseen law of assumption at work, silently shaping outcomes through conviction. This is how people who practiced it found ladders appearing in dreams, daily routines, and unexpected situations. This is where inner cause and outer effect collide in undeniable evidence. This is why Neville said, test yourself and see. This is not superstition. It's scientific imagination practiced with devotion. This is how the ladder becomes the proof that thought, when felt as real, commands matter to obey. This is the beginning of conscious creation, hidden behind an ordinary climb. Can you imagine what would happen if you applied the same technique to every desire in your life instead of just the ladder? This is how the principle expands, by moving from one symbolic act to the total acceptance of your wish as already complete. This is the shift from testing to knowing, from experiment to embodiment. This is where you stop asking, will it work, and start declaring, it has already happened. This is how Neville's true teaching unfolds, not through effort, but through awareness that creation is finished. This is where imagination stops being a toy and becomes your creative command. This is the phase where you feel the reality so deeply that resistance dissolves into certainty.